Good morning. Welcome to Gimpy's History Corner. I'm called Gimpy for this young man, Ellis, the oldest grandson. I think he's riding a merry-go-round we have here in Noblesville. It was an old one imported from New York or Pennsylvania, something like that. It's been shut down for a while. Apparently not many people work on merry-go-rounds anymore. I don't know. Ellis is a good grandson, that's for sure. And he helps his little brother Archie out a lot. They're a good pair, Ellis and Archie. Okay, we're on video number 126. This is again on capitalism. This is another topic in the news, food deserts. The term food desert was reportedly first used in the 1990s in Scotland and gained traction in the U.S. as part of public health discussions. First coined in Scotland in the early 90s during research into urban poverty and nutrition. It described areas where residents had limited access to affordable, nutritious food, especially fresh produce. It seeped into academic adoption and studies focused on socio-economic disparities in food access. Residents in food deserts only have access to convenience stores or fast food restaurants. That's the key. No great supermarket chain or a local mom and pop supermarket is available in these neighborhoods. Critics say it implies a natural absence rather than systemic neglect or policy-driven inequality. They prefer terms like food apartheid or food insecurity zones. What are the key causes of food deserts? Economic disinvestment. Grocery chains avoid low-income areas due to perceived profitability, high operating costs, or crime concerns. Smaller stores that do operate in these areas lack the ability to stock fresh or healthy options, which I don't really understand. But the first idea makes sense to me. They're not there because they don't think they can make money. This is capitalism. Grocery stores are there to make money. I know they may say they're there to help people and serve the community, but if they don't make money, they typically pull out. Another reason for these food deserts is transportation barriers. Residents may not own cars or reliable public transportation. It's difficult to reach supermarkets. My son does not own a car in New York City. They walk or they ride the subway. So I'm not sure why that would be a problem. It may not be an urban area. It may be rural. They may live out in the country and don't have a car to get to the supermarket. Rural areas have long distances between homes and supermarkets. That's true. So you do need a car or a phone to call for a delivery. And perhaps the supermarket has a distance limit on how far they will deliver to. A third reason for food deserts is poor urban planning. Poor zoning laws can lead to overconcentration of fast food or convenience stores while restricting full-service groceries. I don't know how that would happen. historical redlining and segregation, isolating communities from commercial investment. Food pricing. Available food may be overpriced to low-income families. Processed and calorie-dense foods are often cheaper. That I understand. When I moved my son from North Carolina to New York City several years ago, I think the last thing I did was walk to Whole Foods and bought a bunch of food for him. So that was pretty expensive. So Whole Foods is not cheap, that's for sure. But I think that's where my son basically shops now, is maybe a different one because he's on the west side instead of the east side. But I remember we pushed 2 cartons full of food back to his apartment. Or maybe it was just one. Probably just one. And left the cart there overnight. And then the next day we took it back. So that's how we dealt with it. We didn't have a car and just walked. I don't know if that might have been illegal what we did, but we got away with it. Okay, major chain closures in the news. Grocery store closures. Kroger's is closing 60 supermarkets nationwide. And I tried to find out where. They haven't posted that yet. They just say they will be underperforming stores. So I assume those will be urban stores somewhere. Piggly Wiggly, which is a regional supermarket, is closing a bunch. And Walmart is closing underperforming stores as well. So what's an underperforming store? Let's check that out. 3,700 U.S. retail stores are closing, including groceries. The highest closure rate since 2020. I don't know what's going on. Reasons given for grocery closures. They have a very small profit margin, 1 to 3%. Inflation, so people can't afford to buy. High labor costs. They always blame the unions, don't they? They always blame the workers for bad business decisions. Tariffs. Tariffs affect grocery food prices. Didn't know that. Online groceries reduce foot traffic. But most of these, at least Kroger's has an online shopping option, so they're still getting money from that. And here comes the new one. This is probably the one that's most true. Theft and security concerns in urban areas. There you go. So whose fault is it that the stores are closing? Is it the stores? Is it inflation? Is it high labor costs? Or are people stealing who live around there? I don't know. I think that's probably it. So who's to blame? Poor people in poor urban areas can't afford to buy the food, so they steal it. And that leads the stores to close because they're not making money because of theft. I don't know. What's the answer? Republicans want to cut off welfare to poor people, so they can't use food stamps to go to these stores. So then what do poor people do? Well, they steal. If they don't have money and they need to eat and they got a family at home, they steal. I'm sorry, that's natural. I don't know. Is it natural because they're hungry? Or is it because they're poor and poor people do dishonest things? I don't know. Great question. Okay, what are some things that charities are doing to help this situation? You have public-private efforts, mobile markets, they're called. community-supported agriculture. You see a lot of these vacant lots in urban areas where people have planted vegetable gardens. There's one way. Grow your own. And corner store conversion. I was in New York City, obviously, about a month ago with my family, and walking around, we saw a lot of fruit stands, fresh fruit stands on the sidewalks. I mean, there's healthy food right there. And I asked my son, what's his experience with that? He said, yeah, they don't stay fresh as long as if you bought it in a store. So I guess it's the refrigeration to consider there. At the store, they're refrigerated pretty well. They stay fresh longer. But out on the street, they're subject to the temperature of the day, and they go bad pretty quick. But still, fresh fruit stands. Most of the corner stores I saw in New York City had big lines of flowers for sale. So they can get fresh flowers for sale. Why can't they get fresh fruit? And I saw a lot of stores with fresh fruit in them. So I don't know, maybe I was just in a bad area. It wasn't poor enough. It wasn't represented as one of these food deserts in a poor area. I don't know. So I don't know, there seems to be a connection between poor people and stores closing and theft and security. I'm not sure how the country's going to overcome that. Is that a government responsibility to open state produce stores in urban areas with high security? Or is it the job of charities, churches, to provide food, good, safe, healthy food to these people? I think churches should have a role in that. We shouldn't always be the government. Churches and charities. You got Goodwill. I noticed Goodwill closing some stores because people have stopped donating as much. What's that all about? Why have we stopped donating to Goodwill? Are we becoming less charitable? Wow, lots of questions here for poor people. Government responsibility versus the charity's responsibility. Seems like between the two, people could get enough to buy healthy food. Now, I don't eat healthy food. I'm not poor, but I just don't. I take a lot of vitamins and do a lot of exercise, but my eating habits are terrible. They always have been. So maybe that's just a personality defect of people like me and poor people. We just don't like to eat healthy food. We're snackers. We're fast fooders. I don't know. Okay, this is Thursday. I got Meals on Wheels today. Speaking of charities, I deliver Meals on Wheels here in Noblesville twice a month. 2 Thursdays a month, and sometimes I pick up a sub route. So I encourage all of you to do something like that for your community. Meals on Wheels always needs drivers. Thank you. Have a great day.